Keeping you on your toes.
Title just busted.
That's right. All right, we're good on Twitch. Let's check the YouTubes.
Should I watch The Mummy again? Because it's been a long time since I've seen The Mummy.
Wait, the Brendan Fraser one?
Series, all of it.
The Brendan Fraser one.
Yes. The answer to that question is always yes. Hello,
it's been a long time.
Moon, you need to show your pin on now that we're live.
Yes. Yes, thanks, Nymph, for making me spend even more fucking money.
What was it, like $12?
This was $12. The rest of the shit wasn't.
Hey, I'm only responsible for that $12.
That's right. I can only be billable for $12.
Fuck you. Because you took me to that website, which that's the pin I'm showing it on the live stream for those audio listeners. It'll be right at the beginning. It's Snake in a box, and it's got an exclamation point. That's also where I got the grub that I tweeted about, and also this cute as hell Medusa pin.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
And I fucking hate you, Nymph. Now you're making me get out of my seat so I can go prove a fucking point.
Favor, today was not bonus recording day. That's the next 2 weeks. Got one more week of reprieve before the marathons.
And Moon, you can't blame me for your inability to adult yourself, because I saw those pins. I'm like, you know what? Those look really awesome. I'm sure my friend Moon would really love to own these.
Did you see the pins that Late Elf put in Discord yesterday?
I did. The freaking Black Mage and White Mage cat ones.
Yeah, I gotta scoop those up today before they sell out.
I almost bought those too.
They're both only like $7. They're pretty cheap.
Yeah, I know, but because then I want to give them to my daughter, because she would lose her mind.
Yeah, Favor says your Disney pins. We were talking about that in the Outcast just here. I don't know where they went. I think they're downstairs. I don't think they are.
Check your daughter's room.
Yeah, probably. I don't see them up here. I have my Blu-ray copy of one of the best movies of all time, though, which is Duel to the Death. Which is one of the few Blu-rays I have purchased. God damn, that's a good movie.
You're on mute, Moon. Still on mute.
Favor says I need to find them. They're in the house somewhere. The problem is I have been cleaning, so I don't know where they are because I cleaned. Please tell me you're going to talk about D2 Destiny 2? D23, the Disney thing?
D2, the Mighty Ducks?
That's right. This is my favorite thing about making a podcast, where someone looks away from their microphone or their camera, and their computer immediately just goes, yeah, your audio's broken.
I was like, unless Boston can hear you, but I can't, and I haven't touched anything.
I cannot.
So okay.
My favorite thing is when Moon and I have recorded one episode, and we open the file to record another one, and everything just breaks. That's my favorite thing. It's like we were literally recording 30 seconds ago, and now it doesn't work. Just like this. But we're doing it live.
There we go.
Hey, hi, hey.
I have to try and fix it without breaking anything.
That's right. Farrer says, is there any other D2? Of course, Destiny. Okay. No, we'll probably talk about Destiny 2 next week with the new season. I can't tell what that is.
What is
that? Monster Hunter?
Yep, Monster Hunter. Cool.
I did it.
I've got Rise. My son and I have Rise pre-installed on Game Pass right now.
Nice. That's a great get for Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I had to give an official warning recently, where it's like, hey, everybody, don't expect to hear from me.
Yeah.
A new Monster Hunter's coming out.
I got this
you
Monster
haven't
Hunter
had to deal with yet. So have fun with that.
Favor says, when does it drop?
January 9th?
It's early next week. Does it require internal storage? I don't know about that.
Let's look it up. We got time.
Yeah. Got a couple minutes here.
Give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
Bum, bum, bum,
I
bum,
was
bum.
when I saw that Monster Hunter Rise was coming out, I'm just like, oh yeah, it's that turn-based Monster Hunter. Let's do it. It is not that.
Oh,
I was
okay.
pretty bummed.
January 20th, 2023 for Xbox Game Pass and PC Game Pass.
Oh, okay.
Switch. Oh, there's also no crossplay between Switch. Actually, there's just no crossplay in general
Right.
because weirdness. I don't know, but
You blame
no
Sony.
crossplay.
LOL.
Or maybe it's no cross save. I don't remember, but
One of the no crosses. It's like an NES RPG. They just took out the crosses.
yeah, pretty much.
That's a deep cut for all you out there.
Where did he go now?
Oh, it's not a church. It's the inn now. Oh yeah. I don't know. He said he needed 2 seconds, and he's taking a bio break, maybe.
Because he was supposed to stand up and get the pen, and then he came back and broke his mic.
Hey, it's been a day for all of us.
The best part is that he has his wireless headset on, so he can hear everything I say.
Yeah. I was pretty impressed with the trailer for Monster Hunter Rise, though, because it's like 4K, 60 frames. Like they did a pretty good job of porting it over to these other systems.
Yeah. My son's already asking me. It's like, oh, what weapon should we start with? It's like, honestly, just pick one and go with it. And if you don't like it, switch to a different one.
Yeah.
Because I think for World, I switched between 6 different weapons before I finally landed on the glaive. Was what I ended up using.
You're right.
Yep.
You find a clear glaive main.
Which pen?
I don't know. You said you were going to get up and show us something, and then you came back and broke your mic.
But I think it was the Monster Hunter.
It was the hoodie.
Oh,
yeah.
It was just the hoodie? Okay.
Yeah.
So you bought that from the website as well?
Uh-huh.
Man,
nice
she designs
$50 headset or hoodie.
I really like the stuff that she designs. That's Nina Matsumoto, I think. Space Coyote. She designs, I think, almost everything for Fangamer, and her stuff is so good. Okay. Are you gents ready? Stop me from drinking this garbage G Fuel
I am.
Tetris Blast.
Looks like he's on the prowl for buying more stuff.
I think I'm about as ready as I'm going to be. I don't know how this is going to go with the microphone question marks, but yeah, sure.
Can you still hear us?
Yes.
And then we're probably okay.
We'll see. No, Pharaoh, I didn't speak anything about the World Cup because I'm not paying attention to that thing this year because screw the place it's being held in.
That trash fire event.
No, that's just my cup. I have water in it. Bayroom. That's it.
Yeah. All right. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always is Moonpeer.
Hi.
And the Nymph.
Hello.
Have you heard about patreon.com/E1M1?
Those ones are numbers. Yes, I have.
That's right.
Heard the good news.
Have you heard the good news about Patreon? This brand new site. You can get exclusive audio, early access, behind-the-scenes stuff, all the good stuff. The recommended is the $5 per month tier, not per episode. That would be a lot of money. Please feel free to give us all of your money within reason. Like don't take food out of your own mouth. Like please. I know we're good. As long as
you don't become destitute in supporting
that's
those,
right.
Then we're more than happy to take all of your extra change.
That's right. Nearly destitute. I'm okay. Sorry. You can get the exclusive uncensored Outcast every week. If you wanted a random grab bag of things this week, boy, do we have it this week. So we talk about energy drinks, famous foods. We talk about pins. We talk about a little bit of everything. You also get
talk about Christmas lights, but that's
right.
what happens.
That's right. You also get early access to We Roguelike It. Ashro Moon and I are playing through every single possible roguelike we can get our hands on. Some of them featuring vampires, or do they? And then you get early access to Critical Critical Misses show where Moon and I are catching up on all the meaty hits we missed. We just wrapped up season 17. We're eagerly looking forward to season 18 for famous and infamous reasons. It's going to be really good. And then, speaking of finishing up a season of Critical Misses, if you're a $5 or higher patron, you'll get access to the production meeting that happens between seasons, kind of during that week off in between seasons. You can get an episode there where Moon and I kind of pull back the curtain. You get to listen to us punish each other with bad season ideas. Season 18's one is real explicit if you want us to giggle at us swearing a lot, and struggle to figure out how to PG-ify a possible season title. You should really go listen to that one out of all of them.
Yep.
They are, and like Feyrer in chat says, an hour of awesome. Yeah, it'll be a short one. Wink, and that's like an hour and a half.
Yeah, I completely forgot about the trying to figure out what to name that season thing until you literally just said it. I was like, what season is he talking about? And then I was about to say, oh, you mean the name season.
Oh, you mean the bleeping bleep one? Oh, yeah, right.
Yes.
Yeah, so go listen to Critical Misses season 18. It's an all-timer. It's a real good one. Get all of that at patreon.com/E1M1.
Ones are the numbers, numericals, 1.
All right, Moon, what have you been playing this past week?
Nothing, my man, nothing. My life
ditto.
is hell, and I hate it.
I've been playing Capitalism, am I right? Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Listen,
And losing.
That's right.
yes. There is a reason why I was the one who came up with the "I'll never be anything special" shirt. Like, come
That's
on.
right.
That one actually. Yeah.
Hey, there you go. Merch.tvgp.tv. We can sell one shirt at some point.
So, I mean, honestly, yeah, I did play 3 things. Let's get the quick and easy one out the way first. I played Bubble Pop Town, whatever the hell that thing's called. Whatever.
Disney.
It is my.
Pop Town.
Don't even write it down. It doesn't matter. Bubble Pop Town, whatever the game is. That's all you need to know.
I'm gonna put a chapter marker for like the 4 different things we've called this. Homescapes, Disney, Pop Town, Bubble Fighters.
Yeah, exactly. It's that thing. Marvel Bubbles.
That's
I'm
right.
Sure, that exists.
Mm-hmm.
That is my. I have no missions left in my second game.
Right.
Which my second game is, of course, Marvel Snap.
Of course. Naturally.
Can we talk about how everybody in the community seems to have a problem right now? Or at least everybody I'm talking with in the community, because I'm exclusively in the Marvel Snap channel these days.
Yeah, over on our Discord server, we've got a hot Marvel Snap channel going on. I feel like the introduction this week of the collector's tokens has done a lot of good for the game overall. Not only is it getting us back into the game sort of more often, but I like that there's a lot of really good conversations happening, at the very least in our Discord, of like, this card is in my shop. Is it good?
Should I keep it?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, should I pin this thing? Should I buy this thing? Like, is this... What sort of deck does this fit into? For anyone that might not have seen the patch notes this week, they put out a big patch. They like buffed and nerfed a bunch of cards, but that stuff doesn't really matter that much. What they did do, though, is they introduced essentially a way for you to long-term save up tokens to purchase one particular card. I think it's every 8 hours in the store, a card rotates out that you can buy with these collector tokens. And they seem to be like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, somewhere along those lines. And it's a great way of going in there and seeing, hey, here's a card I have been looking for, and I haven't been able to pull it from the collector's level cash thing. I'm just going to buy it, because it's like the last card I need for this deck. I'm just going to get it.
I'm literally needed one now. I need one more card, and you got it, and I'm so annoyed.
Oh, was it Hela?
No, Venom.
Oh.
I finally got
Ah.
last night. I think she was at my before bed store check. She
Mm.
was there, so I picked her up. Venom is the only one I'm missing that I'm actually looking for right now.
Let me just do a quick store check here while we're talking.
Yeah, I just
I forgot to check mine until right now, and I totally did just check it and buy Jane Foster Thor. So
Ooh, nice.
Because I
That's a
already
good
had
one.
regular Thor, and I need that one too, so that works.
Oh, mine has Super Skrull.
Oh, dude, that's so overpowered.
I know, but it's 6,000 tokens, and I have 2,300. Sorry,
Jeez.
Super Skrull.
Ow!
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Pretty pricey. Also, the big, like... So, there's been a big non-controversy in the game this week. They introduced... When the game launched, there was like a... All these mobile games do the same thing, where there's like, a welcome pack. It's $1. It's $3. Here's a card, and here's some gold, and here's some sort of shiny thing. And
Here's
that
an
was
icon
fine.
of Captain America.
Yeah, like your Avatar, whatever they call them. After the
cleaned
patch,
up a big chest version of Captain America for the welcome pack.
That's right. So this
Yeah,
week, after the patch dropped, they introduced who is it? A Thanos variant, I think it is, and
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse, thank you. And it's like 7,500 gold, I think, which turns out to be around $100. And it comes with like literal truckloads of in-game currency, like both of the currencies, and it comes with a card variant. It comes with an avatar too, I think. I was really happy with the community at large. Like I look at the subreddit every once in a while, where a bunch of people came on and they're like, "Oh, $100," and everybody's like, "Shut up, just don't buy it. If you want this game to be free, let the whales spend their $100. It gives them no benefit. It gives them a card that looks different and doesn't do anything different. Shut up."
And enough shards to basically turn it into the rainbow version.
Right. And like that's
which, by the way,
really it.
That's always going to be a rainbow version to me, not a hologram version. I don't care. Right. It's a rainbow, not a hologram.
Yeah. So I was really happy that this controversy turned out to like be totally nothing, and the community all coming together saying like, look, if you want this game to be good and stay free, they got to get paid at some point, and whales keep a game funded like this, whether you like it or not. And if you don't spend the $100 to get a card variant. It's okay if you don't.
Nice
you
and simple.
Yeah.
I'm at the point now where I think I finished the season on Friday or Thursday, or whenever that mission came out. I was like, okay, I'll change my Unreal deck, take care of that real quick, and be done.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
But I mean, I'm switching out my decks now because now I have like as soon as I get Venom, I'll start rotating another deck into my loop. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I'm getting subtweeted / submessaged a lot on Discord because everyone's like, "I hate movement decks. They're for wusses."
And you're over here like moving your cards around, like what's up, guys?
I main a movement deck. That's what I do right now. So deal with it, I guess.
Yeah.
But I will admit, mine isn't like I didn't take the movement deck from anybody really. I took T-Bomb's base deck and then changed a whole bunch of stuff out of it.
Like suited it to kind of what you like.
Yeah, because I also have a couple of screw you cards in there too, like Arrow, who moves cards around. It's like, oh, you're gonna play a big boy on turn 5 to take over this position. Oops, now you're not. I'm
gonna move you to where Kingpin is and destroy your cards. Thank you. Yep.
But it's ironic because I actually running a movement deck. I run across almost no movement deck people. Like,
weird.
At all. I think I've had 2 in the past week where I've gone against somebody who's running a legit movement deck. And both turns, we both played Nightcrawler the first turn. We both played the not the Hunter guy, but the other guy who gains power when. Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. We both played him the second turn. Both played him in both cards in the exact same slots, and then it was the classic Spider-Man pointy emoji ball.
I'm a little disappointed with the number of people that don't Spider-Man point back at me. If they're bots, that's fine. But like, if I throw you Spider-Man point because we both played the same card, throw me a Spider-Man point.
Throw one back.
Yeah,
Nope,
come
the
on.
whole
It's,
ignore you. I'm
it's
not
just-
here to interact with you.
it's just good. It's just good manners.
So I went against somebody who is using the title "Don't use emotes," or that was his name, maybe.
Okay.
And then he spent the entire match spamming emotes. It's like, is
Great.
this ironic or trollish?
Is this a bit? I'm not sure what you're doing here.
Yeah, I was a little bit confused by that, to say the least. However, I do need to mention, I don't know if you saw it, Boston, I did get my first title today.
I just saw that before we started recording this. Yeah, what was the first title you got?
Hold on, I forgot already. But I got it, and then as soon as I got it, I just started laughing to myself. It's A Bit of a Scientist is my first title.
Yep.
And it's like, really?
Very on brand.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's patreon.com/E1M1.
That's right. I'm a bit of a scientist myself.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't do the numbers bit. I hate you all.
right.
Listen to We Roguelike to get that joke.
Yep.
Wow. But yeah,
I do
Marvel
enjoy
Snap.
that you're still using the default avatar.
Oh, the default avatar. Yeah,
I am too, but
I really
change
like it.
it.
It's like, am I a bot or am I not? Who knows?
Yep, you just don't know. You get the shadowy shield agent guy, and then just a random title for fun.
That's right.
Okay. Marvel Snap is great. Anything else on Marvel
No.
Snap from anyone?
I'm in the same boat. I finished the season pass. I kind of like that I'm finishing the season pass with like a couple of days left. Kind of don't do much those last couple of days of the season. And then once the new season drops, I'll hop in, start doing those challenges. It feels like it's a good loop of I don't need to have the game open 24/7 to get all that stuff done, but a couple of kind of like focused gameplay sessions, and I can knock out most of that stuff. It feels pretty good.
I've gotten a lot better as well about not immediately needing to do the missions. Like,
Yeah.
2 new missions, I've got to do them right now. It's like, no, I wiped them all out. I've got space for 6. I don't need
Right.
to do those 2 right now. I can wait until tomorrow. Like, there's
Right.
no huge rush.
I just bob in and out throughout the week. It's like, if I didn't play it for 2 days straight, whatever. It's
Yeah,
still
exactly.
there.
Like you're not gonna lose anything. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
have
my
some
only
timer
concern-
counting down because I've got this one character that I've been saving all my tickets for, and
Right.
I'm hoping on a reneg or something to be able to.
Right.
Yeah. I think my only downside so far is I do think I did miss one of the character refreshes, and I swear if that was Venom, I'm gonna be annoyed.
I feel it in my bones.
Because as soon as I like the next morning, I woke up, I got my coffee, I played a couple, and I was like, oh no, I missed last night's. So
Right. I haven't been super diligent in checking that because I feel like I'm going to get it one way or another. So, and I don't have that many tokens at the moment, so I'm not like super crazy about it.
Yeah. Well, that's because you weren't at the collector level 1,000, so I've got like collector shards to spare.
I know. I got pretty close, but I didn't want to push super hard and like burn myself out.
So yeah, Mr. Pixel, I hate you, by the way.
I cursed you so bad, and I'm so sorry.
Because it was like literally, I was 2 levels to the end of the thing. The next level, I got a pixel variant. Then I hit level 50. Then I was like, cool. Now I'm going to buy the season pass and get those sweet dopamine rewards.
Yep.
And then as I was going through, it was like, oh, here's 2 mystery variants. By the way, they're both pixel variants of cards you don't like or use.
I'm so sorry.
Like I don't have a single. Actually, I have one Venomized variant, and that's the Spider Woman, because you got that one for the season pass.
Oh,
like-
right.
And I see all of these other Venomized versions, like the Venomized Hella that Pharaoh posted in Discord.
Yep.
I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. I want it.
The Cosmo one is pretty good.
Yes, the Cosmo one's pretty good too.
Yep.
There's another one I saw that I really liked, and I can't remember what one it is now. Who knows? Might have been Craven. But I think he was carnageized, not venomized.
Ah.
Because there's a world of difference.
But I do like that almost everybody is like, yeah, the pixel ones aren't doing it. Those aren't. No thanks.
Uh-huh.
Which, I mean, they're not horrific or anything.
No, they're just
no.
You can see the opportunity there. Like if they had gone for a pixel version of like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 style, it'd be like, yeah, I want all of those. I think all of those are cool. I just don't. They're not bad. I just don't think I think they missed the mark for me.
Yeah, it'd be cool to see them do like video game or movie variants, where it's like a really as either super stylized or super realistic art of like the versions from different universes, which I know they do at the moment anyway.
They just do like the movie trading card ones, where it's literally just a screenshot of a movie scene.
It's kind of surprising that they haven't put a lot more variants, because I'm sure the rights are hard to navigate, but it's one of those things of like, I'm surprised Wolverine doesn't have like that famous cover where the bones are coming out of it from the 90s, like the bones are coming out of his hands. Like, you know, I'm surprised
there aren't have Old Man Logan.
Right, like I'm surprised there aren't more. These seem like easy wins of like, here's a famous comic book cover, we put 10 of them in there. You know, I'm sure it's hard to get the rights for all that stuff, because there's a number of people involved in making a comic, but it seems like an easy thing that you could get done. But I don't know.
But
yeah,
I think it speaks miles that while talking about this game, we have to make up things that this game doesn't have for us to point as being a bad thing.
That's right. I just wish there was more of it. That's a problem. Yeah. You know, like, it's a good point.
I mean, I can't help but think that, like, for the obvious ones, like Wolverine is a prime example, because the one in the game is classic X-Men animated series Wolverine, the yellow and the blue.
Yep.
I can't help but think when they do Old Man Logan, that's going to be a different card, not a variant, with different powers, different abilities, and things like that. Like they've probably got a million ideas for this stuff down the line that we have no idea about.
Yep.
Like, because I honestly did not expect to see someone drop 2 Thors on me in a game. I was like, wait, that's the same card. It's like, no, it's 2 different Thors.
Right.
So 2 different cards.
Right.
So I'm curious if it's one of those things where, like, yeah, they've got an Old Man Logan sitting in the back pocket. They've got a Cyclops who actually does something, you know, sitting back there somewhere.
Right.
But,
yeah.
I don't know.
Moral sample's great.
It's hopefully it's got a long tail on it, because I'm genuinely enjoying playing this, and it makes bathroom breaks that much more fun.
And so far they haven't screwed it up. They haven't messed it up yet, so that's pretty impressive.
Yes. On my final game this week, because I literally didn't play a lot except for this, because it's that time of the year and I need to grind through as much stuff as I possibly can, but also not kill myself at the same time, is Saints Row.
Our old buddy.
I have officially finished the story of Saints Row.
Yay.
Yo, they did a huge patch to this game.
I had heard about that.
They fixed the Cash App thing, where it actually gave you money instead of just like not giving you the money you should get.
Instead of not doing anything?
Yeah, because it was like, oh, it upgrades 100 grand. And like, your Cash App for having half of the city under your control was like, okay, you get 32,000 an hour. It's like, that ain't gonna
a little bit more.
Like, that's just not good enough.
Yeah.
So they fixed that. Now I'm getting like 1.3 million an hour instead, which is like, okay,
there you go.
Now that's more like it.
All right.
I finished the story. The story is fine.
It's fully fine out of 10.
It's fine. It's the story is. They have a couple of moments which are interesting. They do a real fourth wall break at the end kind of situation, where they do something which I adored about like the previous Saints Row games. They do that in this, and it's cool setup, but there's just not enough actual things going on there to make it worth my while. Overall, the game is whatever. It's perfectly average. to above middling, which is fine. That seems to be the consensus. Is
Right.
It's mid to just above mid kind of thing.
Right.
But there's little things that bother me. Like, you get the church at the start of the game. Like, that's the classic Saints thing of the reason why they call the Saints is because their headquarters is a church.
Right.
You get the church at the start of the game, and it's under construction, in quotation marks, for the entirety of the game.
Ah.
There's no slow evolution. There's no, oh, now this wing's finished and that wing's finished. Now this part of the building's finished. It's like, no, it doesn't change until the second to last mission. And then all of a sudden it's like, construction complete. It's like, wait, what?
Well, that's a bummer.
Like, it should have been little tweaks. It should have been little things here and there.
Yeah.
Rather than like, oh, now the building is all finished, I guess. There we go. That's fine.
I guess that's a little bit better than them having it under construction the entire game and then be like, well, I guess we'll finish it in Saints Row 2.
Yes, they do have a stinger for a Saints Row 2 in here, which is, it's whatever. It's fine.
Yeah.
There is a level cap in this game, and there's an achievement for getting to the level cap in this game.
Okay.
The level cap's 25. I probably hit that like about 25% of the way into the game.
Okay.
Cool.
So every mission I do, everything I do, I'm getting experience points. It's like, it's not going anywhere. I'm not leveling up anymore. I stopped leveling up ages ago. Stop giving me XP points.
Yeah.
Maybe give me money instead, because that I need. But
God of War 2018 did that, where it's like you could just trade in your experience for money.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yep. It's like, okay, whatever, fine, I guess. I'm in the process of doing a prologue mission now. Oh, no, not the prologue mission, the epilogue mission now. Which is weird, because the epilogue mission, to unlock it, you basically have to do everything else. It's like, great!
Okay. I guess
Like
that sort of makes sense.
Everything else?
The Saints Row games have always had 100% things in there, yes.
Okay.
I guess that sort of makes sense, but like, it's got to be good.
Yeah, I'm doing the side hustles. Well, I want to tell you what it is, but it's like, it better be good, considering the name of the mission gives away exactly what it is. It's like, okay.
Yeah, we won't spoil it then.
Yeah, it's like, we'll see. I don't know, maybe. It's fine.
It's been thoroughly okay.
I have put 100 hours into worse games than this. Easily.
It's true.
I'm looking at you, some of the Assassin's Creed franchise. Specifically, I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
Not the recent ones, by the way. Recent ones are pretty solid.
Yeah.
But pretty solid, just a tad too long.
Tad, 196 hours to beat Valhalla, dude. Tad doesn't even
took
broach
you
the iceberg.
196 hours. I think I hit 80.
Yeah, because I got
That's
every
still pretty long.
game. Thank you.
Yeah, there was no way I was doing everything in that dumb game.
Yeah.
Give me PTSD from trying to collect all those feathers from the first one.
No!
and specifically that one that was on the top of the like columns that you could only get when you got the reach out upgrade.
Yep.
For holding B.
It's the worst.
And then it never told you how to use that upgrade.
Nope. You only use it once. Just to get that dumb feather.
Mm-hmm.
Grumble, grumble,
Not
grumble.
that we all have PTSD or
No, definitely. And what was that Assassin's Creed game where you're climbing up that tower in like a dream or one of the Animus missions, and you had to like jump towards the wall to jump out to grab a beam, and there's always that famous picture of like, what do I do here? Like, what am I doing here? I don't know if you guys remember
that one's from.
I think it might have been Brotherhood 2 or whatever
it might have been
in the Assassin's Creed 2 franchise.
Assassin's Creed. How do I climb this beam?
How come no climb no more?
Right.
Right. I don't know.
No, it's Assassin's Creed 2. There's a video here from 12 years ago. How to climb the tower in Desmond's vision.
There you go. I can tell how little Assassin's Creed certain people have played when they're talking about Assassin's Creed. And they're like, well, I kind of miss Desmond. It's like, you did not play the last 4 games, mate, because Desmond is referenced in all of them.
Yep. Yeah, here's that beam.
Yeah.
Everyone's watching the video version probably remembers this of like, how do I do
I
that?
remember it now, yeah.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Everybody had the same experience of just like, wait, he hasn't jumped that way. Wait, what's going on? Oh, Assassin's Creed.
And then jumping off the edge by accident, just trying to reposition yourself.
Desynchronized. It's like, no, I didn't. Oh my god.
My favorite part of all of those games, any game like that, and Saints Row kind of does this too, is when you jump off something and then you do the reach. It's like, jump that way, and it's like, no. There's a little
the other way,
wiggle
no.
towards the edge.
Squish.
Like,
yeah.
That's. But Saints Row is fine, I guess.
Fine enough that we're talking about Assassin's Creed 2.
Yes. That's Nim's fault, as is everything else today, apparently.
Yeah.
But no, it's hard to put into words because I don't think it's a bad game. I genuinely don't.
Right.
I don't think it deserved the amount of flack that got thrown at it because it's not Saints Row 3 and 4, because spoiler alert, nothing is going to be Saints Row 3 and 4. You literally cannot do those games these days, period.
Yeah.
Like, they were doing drugs out of broken light bulbs, for the record, for those of you who've forgotten.
Yeah.
You can't one-up those games. That's just not how that goes.
Yeah, I mean, you just can't do much more than that. So
they got to a point where you could time travel in the last one, and everyone just kind of shrugged and said, we don't know where to go with this. And I'm like,
yeah,
you have the ultimate device there for time travel.
You have the Animus. Get in there.
Yep. But, you know, I would, if you're a fan of the series, maybe give it a shot. If you like big open world games with a buttload of stuff to do, definitely give it a shot too, because it falls right in that wheelhouse of, hey, you like open worlds? Maybe give this one a shot. Yep. Especially now that I have a wingsuit and I can bounce off people.
Oh, that's true.
Off people and could get higher and further away, kind of thing. So it's like cool. Like there is some dumb stuff in here. My biggest issue with that is all of the dumb stuff seems to be hidden behind the extra stuff.
Yeah, like the kind of grindy stuff, the open world stuff.
Yeah, I just got the Gargantuan, which is a monster truck that I can now drive around. And it does exactly what the previous Saints Row games used to do, where it's like if you drive over the right half of a car, it crushes only the right half of the car.
Oh,
and
nice.
turns that into pancake thickness, and everything else is normal sized.
Right.
So it still does all of that stuff. In my challenges, there's a pinata gun. What? I haven't unlocked it. Okay. I'm 96% of the way through the game, and I haven't unlocked the pinata gun somehow.
It's one of those things where, like, Crackdown figured it out, where it's like, here's one crazy car and one crazy gun you can get really early. And you can kind of upgrade this stuff, and even Saints Row 3 and 4 did that, where it's like, here's the dubstep gun. It's pretty good. It's also really dumb. You're probably going to want to use it.
I still love the metal version of that. Like the heavy metal dubstep version was so good.
I mean, it's even the thing that GTA 3 figured out, where it's like, if you know where to go, you can get a tank. No big deal. Go crazy.
Or a jetpack.
Yeah, like you're not going to use it to finish the game probably, but you're going to have some fun if you want.
So like, dude, Saints Row 4 had the shotgun where you fired chum at people and then sharks came out of the ground and ate them.
Forgot about that. Yeah, they had a shark gun. Oh, that's so good.
Like, okay.
Oh,
like
man.
This is the stuff that I'm missing, is the just downright bizarre, and it seems to be in there. It's just hidden, and it's like one of my challenges is like kill people with the pinata gun. It's like, where is the pinata gun? I want the pinata gun. Why didn't I get this 10 hours ago?
Yeah, like, I'm almost done.
Like, what am I gonna? I'm gonna have to literally get it. Use my phone to call in enemies to come start a fight with me and then kill people that way rather than doing it naturally while I'm just running around the world.
Right.
I don't know. It's a little frustrating at times. But like I said, I did discover that Saints Row 4 Reelected is stackable achievements on the PC. So maybe when I get a new PC, I can put it through its paces. I haven't played Saints Row 3 Remastered, so maybe I can,
Yeah.
get my stuff going on. However,
Yes.
I have a glitched achievement.
Oh, Moon.
Mhm.
My condolences.
What is it?
So, if anybody at all has this game and has barely played it, please let me know.
Mm-hmm.
Because I need to kill one of the collective for the idols, which is one of the villains, which you do during like a little side hustle mission thing.
Mm-hmm.
I did that already.
And the game's just like, nah, no thanks.
Yeah. So one of my achievements is kill the collective. I'm at 5 out of 6. And
I did
that
the
one
thing.
is bugged.
Right.
So you can play this co-op. So I'm hoping that somebody else is
Somebody
not
out
far
there in
into the
our
game.
generous community.
Yeah, if anybody else has this game, didn't Justin say he was going to get this? I don't know, so I might have to
remember.
see if
Say
he's
at
got
some
it.
point I'm planning on picking it up too. So
There you go.
I was
Yeah.
just waiting
And
because
there's
it sounded like it was going to be a bonfire. So
Yeah.
Well, they've already complained about it. Bloody
Yeah.
not selling expectations and so on and so forth.
That old chestnut.
yeah.
And also I need to prank your co-op partner, which I don't know how to do. So HMU.
That's right.
That's the wrestling organization I'm going to go wrestle with now. I'm just kidding. Hit me up. I would like to get those achievements. And you would really like a hot dog invading your world because the outfits in this game are physicsy in a funny way.
That's sort of
Gotcha.
what I would expect. Yeah.
If you haven't seen my random clips I've been posting on Twitter, maybe check it out. There's an ice cream that jiggles, and he jiggles as you're driving. And because it's a game, his cone glitches through the roof of every single vehicle. So it's just like a jiggling ice cream top on top of these sports cars going down the road at 200 mile an hour. So that's great.
I like
It's
it.
fun. That's it. That's all I've been playing. Take it away, Nim.
Well, keeping with the open world aesthetic, I have been playing Far Cry 6
Oh, okay.
very, very lightly. Got it on sale for $10 past Black Friday. It's okay.
Did you play this one, Moon?
Which one was it? 4?
6.
6.
6? Wait, 6 is the one with the guy from Breaking Bad, right?
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
wait, is it?
Giancarlo something?
Sure.
Yeah, Vernini. That's
Yeah,
the wrong
sure.
name. I know it is.
That guy. We know movies.
I didn't watch
Yes.
Breaking Bad, so
I didn't
6 is
either.
the one I haven't played. I have
okay.
played pretty much every single other one except for the Stone Age one.
I was going to say 5 was the only one that I hadn't played up until this point, and that came to Game Pass, so I played that, and then this one on sale for like $10, so I was like, all right, cool, I'll pick that up. The story's the same as any other Far Cry game.
Oh, you're on an island. Here's a bad guy. Oh no, you're on his bad side. He tried to kill you.
You are still the chosen one who is turning the war single-handedly in your favor.
Revolution.
I have a crocodile that's following me named Guapo.
Right?
Pretty awesome. He also
Do you have
wears
the dog with the wheels yet?
No, I haven't gotten that far yet. Though I did, the copy of the game that I got came with the day one release stuff, so now I have like the American Pride version of the dog or whatever whatever it is.
You probably give you like a gold
skin.
pistol or something.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so the shooting still feels kind of floaty. Kind of the same as 5. I don't know, like 3 it felt okay. 4 it felt okay, but like 5 and 6 it's felt like extra floaty for some reason. I don't know why.
I remember thinking 4 was okay.
Everything has a health bar now, and every enemy is divided into like different kinds, where it's like, okay, you have like a soft target where they don't have any body armor. Then you have a hard target that has like bulletproof vest and a helmet, so you need to use like armor piercing rounds on that person.
Oh boy.
Then you have like the heavy things, and then like the tanks and stuff, which obviously need like, you know, RPGs and crap like that. But I haven't come across any of the heavy stuff yet. But I've got like 2 different guns equipped right now. One's got like soft target ammo, and the other one's got like armor piercing ammo. And the armor piercing is basically my M1A4 single shot with like this little ACOG scope. And because it's a Far Cry game, I don't have a silencer on it.
Right.
It's like this plastic thing that they shoved on the front of it for some reason, and they're like, "Oh, now it's quiet." I'm like,
fair enough.
No.
Okay. Video games.
The cool thing with this, and I don't know if it'll change as it progresses, is that because of this little piece of crap that I have in the end of the gun, I can get like 3 or 4 shots off quiet, but then it starts to heat up and it stops working as a silencer.
Interesting. Okay.
So that's kind of cool. And like I said, I don't know, because I haven't gotten far enough. I know that there are other silencers that I can get, and I don't know if that increases how many shots I can have.
Like its durability.
Yeah, or if it just changes how it looks.
Right.
Whatever.
Interesting.
There is no leveling in this game. So there's no like skills or anything that you have to unlock, unless something unlocks here in a couple missions. But I don't have a menu, and I don't have like an undiscovered menu or anything so far. You just get ranks that allow you to get like different things in shops. So you're basically ranking up to unlock different weapons and stuff in shops that you can buy.
Okay.
But I mean, other than that, it just feels like a Far Cry game. Fire is still really fun in this game. Boy, did they get that right, because I can't tell you how many times I have set a plantation on fire by accident and just watched that thing roll over and kill everybody.
Yeah, that's still good.
Yeah. Yeah, it is dumb fun. It's just the story it's nothing new.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll play it more. I like the fact they do. So you're in kind of like a Cuban-esque island area. So because of that, they do have a lot more of the NPCs speaking Spanish as opposed to just straight English.
Nice. Right.
And they do have the translations and the subtitles if you have that open, which is really weird because they have it for like really common words, or it's like somebody says "sí" and it's like it's yes, and it's like, okay, yeah, like almost every American should know that "sí" means yes.
Yeah.
But then they say like something that's purely like I guess like the Cuban equivalent of Spanish.
Okay.
And I'm like, I've never even heard that word before, and it's not even in the subtitle. I'm like, then what did they just call me?
What are we doing here?
There's a reason it's not subtitled, dude.
Yeah.
But it's an M-rated game. It should be there. But yeah, I mean, it's nothing horrific. It's just the same old, and if you liked the past Far Cry games, hey, check it out.
Yeah.
It's just been dumb fun for like the 3 or 4 hours that I played so far.
Right.
Moving on from Far Cry, I did play a little bit of Horizon Forbidden West, just like the tiniest little bit. I ran back, checked out the tall neck, found out that this is the one that I can actually get to. This one was walking around a satellite dish that I had to realign, and that I could jump glide from the satellite dish to the top of the tall neck. One new thing that I don't remember it happening in the first game is when you activate the tall neck, apparently it shoots out like an EMP wave and just like wastes everything around that area.
I don't remember that happening in the first one either, but it is a very cool thing in this game.
It is, because there's like a ton of resources for you to pick up after you set up one of these things. So, and it was kind of funny because as I was coming down, because you just jump off the side of it and grapple down, which I still really love that they have her do that still.
It's still a great animation too.
Yeah. But as I'm doing that, like one of the flying bird things, I don't remember what it was, like crashed into me. But because I had like the cinematic going for repelling, it didn't do anything to me until I got down, and then all of a sudden my character was on fire.
Video games.
Yeah. But yeah, it's still really cool. Still doing a lot of the hunting. Even though I'm pretty sure at this point I don't need to hunt anything anymore. I'm just kind of doing it because that's what I like doing in this game.
Yeah.
I I'm already level 14, 15, and everything in my area so far is like max 10.
Okay.
So I've, kind of wasted a lot of time doing random stuff. So.
Yeah, but I feel like this game especially is a little bit better about that, where it's like you'll go into an area and I feel like you'll be on level most of the time, as opposed to like 2 or 3 levels under, which I think the first game was kind of bad about.
Well, and there's still enough of a challenge, even being over leveled. There's still enough of a challenge because it's not like I'm one shotting everything.
Yeah, and the enemies aren't dumb, so like they'll take advantage of you.
And a couple of those flying ones are pretty fast and kind of hard to get down. But meanwhile, while you're trying to shoot one of those down, you've got like one of those giant hippo things like shooting rocks at you. So I mean,
so annoying.
Yeah, it still a little bit of thinking that you need to do while you're doing these fights. But I mean, they're still fun. I still haven't gotten past, like, I still usually main the regular arrows.
Yep, me too.
Because I was kind of lazy and forgot that, oh yeah, some of these have weaknesses. And then the one time I go to use acid, and I'm like, well, I just shot that guy with acid. It's not doing a whole lot, but if I shoot him in the head with a standard arrow, I mean, that pretty much solved that issue right there. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, and then traps. I need to start using traps, because also in the first game, I never used anything outside of the bow and the staff.
Yeah, that same for me in this game too, where it's like I could use traps and I could do a bunch of stuff, but I have a better time. I had more fun sneaking around and trying to distract enemies and kind of doing that like one-shot stealth attack rather than getting in there and doing traps and all that stuff. Like that stuff works really well, but it wasn't the gameplay I liked.
Yeah, because it's like the whole thing where it's like you're finding all the targets, you're marking all of them so that you can keep track of where they're moving to and all that, and then you just slowly start to pick them off. But I will say, messing with traps, I did set up a kill zone with multiple traps, where it's like I think I was like 3 or 4 deep, and I just alerted the camp behind the traps and just watched the entire camp come running at me and basically take themselves out. So nice. I got a little bit of giddy dark humor out of that. So. But yeah, so Horizon Forbidden West. I don't know if I'm going to beat it in time for Game of the Year, because I am still really early and we've got like a week.
It's a pretty big game too.
Yeah, so this will probably be on my list of games that would be on the list, but honorable mentions. Yeah. Next game, Vampire Survivors.
Yeah.
Boy, do I have a tale for this podcast. Okay. So, I recently unlocked a new character called Random.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was telling my son I'm going to be super disappointed if this is just like fighting games where I just click on it and it just randomly assigns me a character. I don't have an issue with that. It was just, with how goofy this game is, I really wanted it to be the question mark icon that it shows. And it is. I was not disappointed.
Yep. Yeah, because the thing for people to understand is like when you haven't unlocked a character, there's these kind of like pixel question mark. And then when you unlock this character, it's a pixel question mark. And that's the character you play as, is the question mark. And it's like, yeah,
yes.
You understand your own game in a way that I really appreciate.
And so the best part about Random is that it is randomly assigned a weapon that you have already been unlocked through other characters.
Yes.
So when I played it, my first time, I had gotten the fire rod. But you can go back and forth between character select, and it keeps changing what weapon it starts with. The only crap thing is that if you start with the pentagram, though, you do not get, because the character that does start with, you don't get the extra level to pick another weapon.
Oh, so okay.
That's a teensy bit of a screw job, but whatever, you get over it.
Yeah.
So playing as Random, everything was going fine. I hit my 30-minute mark, and all of a sudden death shows up. And neither one of us die.
Yep.
And it turned into me just sitting there shooting off everything that I had. Meanwhile, and I have pictures in our Discord about it, my max health, like I don't even know how many zeros are added at this point, because it glitched out and started raising up and down into other stats.
Yes.
So I had like 23 quintillion health or whatever.
Right.
And I don't know how or why, but basically random glitched out, had infinite health, and death wasn't having any of that. So I started out where I had like 31 minutes, and then I posted a picture in Discord where I'm at like 42 minutes.
Yep.
And then I post a picture later where I'm at an hour and 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I finally had to quit the game because it didn't seem like anything was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And my results screen, I haven't turned it back on since, but my results screen shows that entire fight, my survival time was 42 minutes and 20 seconds.
Jeez.
My DPS for just the Saint Water was 153 million.
Yeah.
So,
Santa Water MVP.
Yes, I had a lot of fun playing.
Yeah.
Then I went back, did the Bone Zone. Finally was able to knock out the skeleton boulder thing.
Yep.
So now I have the unlock spellbook thing that I haven't messed with yet.
Mm-hmm.
I went back to the tower to get that coffin, because last time I was trying to figure out how to get that coffin done, and I was correct. It was something to do with mirrors.
Yep.
I just wasn't finding the right one.
Yep.
And I accidentally walked into it after completing that and couldn't get back into the main thing because I had to wait for the mirror to reset so it would transport me back to the main field.
Oh, sure, right.
Because I thought I had glitched out my game again.
Right.
So that kind of scared me a little bit. But overall, though, I'm really loving Vampire Survivors still.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed since I played it on PC.
It's very good.
It's too good is the problem.
That's right.
I think I have all of the weapons that I have now. I think there's only 2 of them that I haven't figured out how to evolve them yet.
Right.
But there's just like so much dumb stuff that like
and
I unlocked.
There's like so much content in this game too.
Yeah, I unlocked a class where walking them around, they drop like these little drill heads. And then as soon as you stop walking, they shoot in whatever direction your stick was going in last.
What a weird weapon.
I had that thing evolved, and that thing turned into like this massive terror.
Yeah, it can be pretty brutal.
Yeah, and then just messing with the cards, I'm going through and I'm getting all the characters to at least level 50 within a single run. So that's unlocking more of the arcane cards, which is making it do like all kinds of dumb, crazy things that...
Yeah.
Oh my
Best
God.
arcane card so far has got to be the Mad Groove that I've found.
What does that one do?
Every 2 minutes, it draws all items, stage items, light sources.
I think I just got that one
to you. So basically, every 2 minute count, all of the, even like the rings and the arrows, will just go whoop straight to you every 2 minutes.
Nice.
It's wild.
Well, I mean, and I even unlocked this one where it was on top of the healing one that I was talking about, where it's like you heal, you deal damage, and then you get more healing based off the damage you did, and it just kind of keeps stacking itself. There's another one where it's dropping, like below you, it's dropping like these red circles, and it pulses.
Oh, I love that one.
And then after a while, like these, like I can't remember if they're pentagrams or if they're just regular stars, but eventually those start dropping as well. Whenever an enemy touches them, it does massive damage, and then when an enemy touches it enough, it just blows up and does like this area of effect.
Yep.
And I mean, you just have like this mile-wide killing field, and then there's just Poe sitting in the middle drinking coffee.
He's just hanging out, being like, it's nothing to worry about.
But man, I love this game, and just finding some of the dumb stuff to unlock has been pretty fun too. I like how they kind of just lead you gently down this one path, and all of a sudden something just opens up, and you're just like, oh.
Yeah.
And then you
I
start
got
messing
news. Ooh.
Yeah, and then you start messing with that for a little bit, and then all of a sudden something new opens up. You're like, oh, so this goes with this, and the next thing you know, you're just running for an hour killing death. So, you know, whatever.
That's really good.
Vampire Survivors, man. If you're not playing it, you should be.
Yes.
My last game that I played this week is God of War Ragnarok.
That's my only game for this week.
Good. So, before I hand it off to you, I'll just say I'm just working on getting the platinum right now.
Oh, sure.
Because I still really love playing this game. I have 2 areas that I've already 100%ed, and I'm working on my 3rd area to 100%.
Oh, okay.
And there's 8 altogether.
Oh, okay.
So, I did start doing some of the challenges, which Optimus on Discord got a couple DMs from me that have a couple words in them that I can't say on the podcast. So that's a thing that I am working on that I am coming back to, because that I'm not ready for some of that. Because I also came across I found a hidden boss at some point. And 1, I wasn't expecting that. And 2, I was not ready for that, because I was not doing any damage and they were doing all the damage. So, but I'm still really loving this game. Even hunting down some of this stuff, the map is still kind of crappy sometimes in that regard.
Yeah, it needs a little bit of extra love.
It's just when you're trying to pinpoint where you're going, because you can highlight, like, hey, there's a dock here. Let me track that dock, and then you could be heading in the correct direction. You know, your range meter is ticking down.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden you miss something, and your range meter starts ticking up.
Or like the
you
thing
didn't
that
realize that it's a higher elevation, so the route that you were going isn't going to take you to that, because you needed to go this other route that was a higher elevation than you are. And it's just...
the thing that drives me really crazy about the compass is when you're heading directly towards something and it's in the middle of your compass at the top of the screen, and you're just going towards it, and you have like 300 meters to go, and it just starts swinging. Yep. It's like, I'm heading in a direct line. It's just wiggling all over the compass. It's like, what are you even doing? I'm heading right at this thing I can see in front of me. How is this happening?
I've been finding that it's trying to track your path.
Right.
But it's not showing you that. And if you don't know that a path, like, there's no idiot line.
Right.
So if you don't know that there's a path there, and you look to the right because all of a sudden that's where your compass is telling you to go, and you start walking that way, and it's the same thing where it's like all of a sudden your range starts going up higher, and then it just rotates the other way. So you're like, wait a minute, I was heading in the right direction. You had me turn, and now you're telling me this isn't the right direction again.
Right.
Stupid. But anyway, so Boston, how far did you get?
So I'm going to talk a little bit of spoilers here for mid-game stuff. I'm trying not to be explicit about it, but I'm going to talk about the mid-game part here. I did send Nimp a DM on Discord the other day, because I wanted to know how far I am through the game, because largely what I've been trying to do is work on a single area, and then once the game is saying, like, yeah, you can go back to HQ and continue the story, or, you know, we got 2 or 3 side quests for you here to do, and I'm like, well, I'm going to do the side quests, because they are typically pretty good. Like Forbidden West, typically a lot of the side quests are pretty solid. Thankfully, Nimp said I'm about halfway through, so I'm making pretty good progress here. I have a fairly large problem with this game. I really love half of this game, and I really despise the other half. Spoilers incoming. The half that I really like is the Kratos half. Mm-hmm. I think that stuff is solid. It's really interesting to see them expand, because the thing about the first game was like, you're getting back in the boat, we're going to sail the boat over here, getting out of the boat to save the story for later. You know, that sort of thing. But I like that they have extended that system to almost a Gears of War sort of way, where there's this desert area that you're in, this kind of sled thing with 2 wolves. The beginning of the game, you have like a snowy sled thing, so it's not always just 2 of the other regions you're still in the boat. You and Mimir telling stories. There's a great part here where someone you're following around with in, I don't remember what region it is, asks Kratos to tell some stories. And just like the first one, he tells like a 3-line story about Medusa, and then they're like, "Oh, is that? Oh, you're done? Okay, that's the end of the story. Cool." So that continues to be.
Was
really
it the one
good.
about there being an easy way or a hard way to kill the Gorgon Queen? Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, well, which one did you choose? the hard way.
and they're like, okay, cool story, bro, thanks. I really like that. I really like the environmental puzzle solving. I really like the combat. I think that part of the game is still firing on all cylinders. I think it's doing really great. Story-wise, I think it's fine. I have run into Sungwon Cho's character, the Ratatasker, who is really great. That is a really great character yet again. The other half of the game, I really hate. So, at some point, you switch perspectives to another character. And you're not playing as Kratos, you're playing as somebody else. I didn't mind the first one you go through, because I thought it was an interesting part of the story. I really don't like the combat. I think it's different enough. I appreciate that they made it different, but I don't think it feels as satisfying as playing as Kratos. And I don't do like weapon juggling or anything. I'm not using like super advanced combos or anything, but I think the Kratos stuff for both weapons still feels really good. The other character, that first part was fine, but it really overstayed its welcome. The second time was easily the worst part of this game, and it's probably the worst part of any of the God of War games, including the PS2 games. It is...
I think you're getting to the point where I was thinking at this point in the game, this really should have been a trilogy, and this section should have been in the third game, not the second game.
Yeah, there's a part where you're riding a yak for a considerable amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
I will be blunt, and I'll say it sucks. I think it is abysmally long. It is fairly interesting from a story perspective, and I think you get to meet a character that is actually pretty cool, but I think there was a different way that Santa Monica, as developers, could have told this story of having this context switch. I think they could have told it differently, because I felt like the game kept Columboing me, where it's just like, all right, you're all done. One more thing, though. What if we did one more thing? It's like, no, I don't want to. I want to leave. I want to get back to the part of the game that I'm enjoying, and you're having me do more of this, and it's so bad. Like, I appreciate what they were going for. I appreciate that they were trying to have a down moment. I appreciate they were trying to do something different and fleshing out this backstory and really... How do I say this without spoiling it? They are really trying to hammer home that choices need to be made, even if those choices appear to be out of your control.
Yeah.
From like a story perspective. And
not making a choice is a choice.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're really trying to hammer that home, and they're really trying to say, like, is a prophecy a guarantee, or can you still choose your path? And that is always an interesting conversation, and I think it's a cool thing. It felt like it dragged on. It took an entire play session of mine to get through this one chapter, and like I was ready to be done, and then they're like, but what if we go do this dungeon with a fairly bad boss fight? I'm like, no.
I was gonna ask, did you do the boss fight as well?
I did, and it's a really cool idea, and they were approaching classic God of War scale, which I think is a thing that we've sort of been missing in these two games. But I had been done with that chapter like 2 hours before that. And then getting back to, they do this really smart thing when they switch between perspectives for these two characters. It's usually in your headquarters around the dinner table, and the camera is kind of moving around the X number of people that are here, where it's God of War, they're typically having an argument. And then one person like gets up and storms off from the table, and the camera just follows them out, and that's the person you're playing as. Like, it's a really cool little thing where it's not like, and now you're switching to this other character. Like, it very naturally does it in a way that I think is really pretty satisfying.
They had another one that I really like too, where like they're focusing on an item.
Yes.
And then that's when a shift happens, and then you're like, oh, okay, so now we're doing this now.
Yeah, and that part was really frustrating, and I was so unhappy with it at that point that I was sort of like, do I hate this game now? Like, is this going to be the rest of this game? Is this going to punish me? Thankfully, the part after that with Kratos and a different person that's following you around was really cool. It was really great to see. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's really great to see another character that's walking around with you that doesn't want to answer Mimir's questions. It's like Mimir's like, "Hey, now that I got you here, what about this?" And the character was like, "Nah, shut up. I'm not here to answer all of your questions." And he was like, "Oh, well, fair enough, thanks."
How would you like a swift boot to the throat?
Right.
Taken.
Right. So that I liked. I liked that. I thought that chapter was really good. There was some really good environmental puzzles. I think about the halfway point in the game, those chests with the 3 runes on front of it. What, Nornir chests?
Yeah, the Nornir.
Those started getting really difficult in a way where you have to kind of combine multiple moves and multiple weapons to do some really cool stuff. I think a lot of that stuff worked out to be really neat. And then we have switched perspectives back to the other character, and there's a scene with a giant wall that I think turned out to be really cool. And I'm not going to spoil who it is, but one of my favorite actors plays a very large character in this game, like a very important character.
Yep.
And there was some story beats there between the two of them that I thought were actually done really, really well. And that kind of pulled me back into that side of the game where it's like, all right, if you had chopped down that yak part by about half and kept this game kind of moving like this, I feel like I would have had a much better time through my play time over this week. I will emphasize, this game isn't bad. Clearly, like, I'm still playing it, so it's not a bad game. It's just one of those things where it's like 2018 was an incredibly tight experience throughout. There were very few of those scenes where it felt like it dragged, or you felt like you were in one area for too long. And these scenes in this one in Ragnarok were sort of like, I get it. Like, can we move on to the next thing? Can we hit the next story beat? Like, the story you're telling is still really interesting. You just gotta put some hustle into it sometimes, and I feel like that's what's lacking here.
I was gonna say there will be a lot more of shifting.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But they start getting like shorter and shorter. I'll say. Still, I would say probably the longest one after this one is like maybe like 45 minutes before you shift again.
That's not bad.
And it stays pretty consistent there.
Right.
And I think they start to get better because it's not just a shift of focus on the character, it's a shift of focus on the story.
Yeah, like the one that I just did was very much like, now we're not getting a different perspective on what's going on. We kind of have 2 diverging stories at this point, which I think helps it a lot, because it's not like, okay, cool, I feel like I'm taking a detour to the thing that I really want to be doing, which is the other thing. So, again, when this game is good, it's really good. Like, they've made enough changes to the combat that I feel like it's not just a rehash of the previous game. Like, it still controls really well. The battle system is still really great. I forgot about the rifts or whatever they are, where you walk up to them and there's like a portal. I was like, oh yeah, these were in the first game. What happens? A thing comes out and one-shots me, and I was like, there it is. Yep, that's right. That's what happened. I remember this now. So I'm even now, like 20 something hours in the game, I'm still running into new stuff and stuff that I have that I liked from the first game. And I even have kind of a longer storyline that's going on where you go to this desert area, you do this kind of really cool underground and above ground thing. It looks incredible when you kind of finish the first part of it. And then the game's like, all right, you're done with that. You go do something on another realm, and you get something, and they're like, maybe you should go back there. I wonder if that will help you kind of get access to something else. You do a whole different thing in like an additional zone over there, which gives you an item to bring to another realm to continue another thing. And it's like, this isn't groundbreaking stuff, but I felt like it's a far cry from, no pun intended, sorry, from the first game where it was very much like straight line, go do this, that realm's done.
Yeah,
or
they
go
were
to this
their own thing.
They were
no
really
interaction
self-contained.
between them. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a little thing, but I think it really helps. I think it really helps it. So, I'm trying to focus on this game largely because I really do want to play it. And losing last week to my kid, or 2 weeks ago to my kid being home, it didn't kill my momentum. But the whole week I was like, I want to hop back in Ragnarok, man. Like let's go.
So you had the break, and then you hit that lull in like the middle of the game.
It was literally like the next thing in the game, and I'm like, oh god, why? But I feel like I'm back on it. I feel like if there's any real major criticism for me for that game, that chapter was really rough for a bunch of different reasons. But I feel like it kind of very quickly got back to being good, which I appreciate. So I'm playing a lot of this game, but I'm making sure that I don't really rush through it, and I'm not doing everything in every area, but a lot of times I'm like, yeah, I'll go do this side quest. That seems cool. Like there's 2 side quests over here. I'll kind of knock both of them. Oh, there's a chest over here. Ooh, there's a big red chest over there. How do I do it? Like I'm kind of naturally going through these, but once I finish enough stuff in a realm, I'm not going through and saying like, oh, well, I got to check all these checkboxes. Plus, there's the biggest criticism people have probably heard about this game is your companions spoiling the solution to a puzzle when you get to a puzzle.
Yep.
That is very much a problem. It's a worse problem than in Horizon Forbidden West. But I do really appreciate when you run into something new and the game's very much like, yeah, you don't have that thing. Let's keep moving on. It's like, thank you. Great. I don't have to worry about like, which one of my powers and tools and they're just like, no, you don't. You come back later. Don't worry about that. It's like, okay.
Yep.
Perfect. But yeah, God of War Ragnarok is great. I'm taking down ravens. I'm solving mysteries and puzzles,
Did you find the Raven tree?
I did. It is a very creepy and cool thing that some incredible voice acting in there that is wildly unsettling in a way that I really dig. I'm finding hidden treasure maps. Like there's a bunch of stuff in this game that I think they've done a really good job on this one. So so far so good. I'm hoping the rest of the game kind of it sounds like it based on what you're saying, but I'm hoping the rest of the game kind of continues to be sort of a better quality.
I think you might have like one more minor lull, and then it just kind of just takes off for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I think it's a cool idea to kind of have these competing energies.
Yeah.
I don't know how you want to call them, but like the Kratos ones are typically very action. The other perspective is typically story heavy and kind of more puzzly, which I think is really cool. But the balance I think was off on that one. That hurt it a lot. But I'm feeling better about it.
That is what I was liking about some of that, was that it's not just, okay, I'm just basically playing Kratos with a different skin kind of thing.
Yeah, because it takes it away from like you being like that's the Kratos chapter.
You do get some of that too, though, which is kind of really cool.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the first time they did the perspective shift, it was just like the first game when you started out. You're like, oh
Yeah.
wait, you want me to do something? It was the
Right.
same thing with this one, where it's like a character's just standing there, and then I tap the stick and they move. I'm like, oh, we're doing this now.
Right, like,
okay,
oh, I'm
this
playing.
Isn't yeah, this
Okay.
isn't a cutscene anymore.
Yeah. It's really cool. They do a lot of that stuff really well. I'm just, it's fine.
Mimir, man,
He's great.
I am heavily disappointed that the recap in this game was not just Mimir recapping the first game.
Oh, I haven't even watched that recap. Was it good?
Oh.
I feel like every time they bring something back up, and I'm like, oh, right, I did kill that person in the first one. Oh, they're related. Oh, that's bad. Like, it's the God of War thing of like, why are they mad at me? Oh, right, I killed that person's son. Like, I killed their whole family. Right. God of War.
They do a really good job of that with having Mimir there, because you don't remember why this person is mad, and then Mimir's like, oh yeah, don't you remember you did this, and this, and you're like,
Mimir's
oh.
like, hey, dummy, you killed like their whole family line. It's like, oh, right.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you're Thor Jr.
Right. My bad. But yeah, God of War Ragnarok continues to be great. I'm looking forward to playing more of it. Destiny 2 new season comes out this week, which is going to be rough from like a scheduling perspective, but that's okay. That's all I've been playing this week. Let's take a break.
Yep.
He's grooming your beard there.
It's important to help each other out.
I guess.
Yeah.
But that also means that she thinks that you do a crap job grooming yourself.
That's right. I got to do everything around this house. Come on.
Well, the ironic thing is I normally have a shower before the show. Today I'm having a shower after the show.
There you go. Oh, man. Okay. I also appreciate this burgeoning genre of Vampire Survivor alikes. We're starting to see more and more games that are like, yeah, it's Vampire Survivor. It's just, we made our own. It's like, okay. I could play. You can make another one of those that's good? Yeah, I could play one of those.
Which those can always be touch and go, because it's like, okay, as long as you make it with your own spin, but I don't want it to be a completely different thing. But I don't want it to be the exact same game.
I have heard people calling them reverse bullet hells, though, because you're the thing making the bullet hell. And I was like, that's fun.
One of those,
okay.
I forget the character's name, but the one where you get like the two guns and you do like the X bullets, and and then you get the one where it like increases their size and then it turns into a bullet hell.
It's just Ikaruga at that point.
Yeah.
It's real good. Yeah. All right. Are you guys ready for this next section? The short one, probably. Hopefully.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's talk releases for the week of December 5th, 2022. Divine Knockout comes out PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series consoles, and PC. This is a platform fighter. If you don't know that genre, it's Smash Brothers. But this one is third person. It looks kind of fun. I think this is on PlayStation Plus.
I was going to say that for December, yeah.
Yeah, for the December. So if you wanted to try it out,
or this coming week, Tuesday, it should be available.
Yes, yeah, should be this Tuesday. So I don't know if this is on Game Pass. Let me pull up the list here. No, it's not on Game Pass. But that looks kind of cool. Looks kind of fun. Little blue sky beat 'em up. Can't go wrong with one of those. Hello Neighbor 2 comes out PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series consoles, and PC. This is the sequel to this shockingly super popular stealth horror game. This is on Game Pass day and date this week. This is still one of those games where I know it's super popular, and
I don't know why.
Yeah, like I kind of get it, because I think it's a lot of people's like first stealth horror sort of experience. But
and it is PG as well, I guess.
I was gonna say, I know my kids are super interested in playing it.
Yeah, I think it's been really popular on mobile devices, which makes sense. But yeah, I'm excited to see them come out with another one of those. Like it's not my jam, but it's. I always like when people are like, "Yeah, they're making another one of these Game of the Year," and it's like, I did not know that many people liked it that much, but
or it's like
that's cool.
What was it, Five Nights at Freddy's was one of those things that
Yeah.
I didn't know was super popular until I saw like keychains and stuff like that at a
Yeah.
grocery store. And I'm
It's
like,
a bummer
Yep.
that guy is a super, super not great guy. So,
yeah.
just a bummer.
Shocker.
Yeah. Sky Children of the Light comes out PS4 and PS5. This is made by That Game Company, who made Flower and Flow and all that. This was the game that it was on Switch and mobile only for like the last 2 or 3 years, something like
I
that.
downloaded that game forever ago on my phone.
Yeah, it's very much like a journey-alike kind of adventure, explore with friends sort of thing. So this looks kind of neat. I'm glad it's coming out to more things. I don't think it's on Xbox still, but hopefully, I know they're a very small team, so hopefully it'll come over there at some point. Next game here is Chained Echoes. Comes out PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series consoles, Switch, and PC. They say Chained Echoes is a 16-bit SNES-style RPG set in a fantasy world. Take up your sword, channel your magic, or board your mech. And I'm like, well, hello. Hey, hi there. What do you?
I see something for you and Musum to talk about.
That's right. You got a mech in these RPGs? Sure. What's up? So that looks really cool. That has a really cool style, and it very much looks like the same kind of like camera style and presentation that Chrono Trigger had. I don't want to say like, hey, it's Chrono Trigger 3. I'm not saying that, but
no, it has that appearance.
yeah, it's like it's shot in the same way that Chrono Trigger was. So check out a trailer for Chained Echoes. That looks pretty neat. I don't know how much it costs yet, but I'm kind of looking forward to that one.
I don't know, but it has a really awesome looking collector's edition.
Oh no.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you, Nip?
It's
Stop
got, like,
doing
a
this.
map and everything.
You already got Moon with the pins. Now you're coming at me with a collector's edition for a
I think I might have
JRPG.
gotten myself with this one.
Oh no. Curses. Next up here is Crossfire Legion comes out on PC. I wrote, it's an RTS. We don't get those anymore. So it's kind of nice to see just an RTS come out on PC. So Crossfire Legion looks okay, but hey, it's an RTS.
That's also just because we didn't play the Starship Troopers games.
Touche. It's a good point. Yeah. I don't think anybody did, unfortunately, but
No.
you know.
Yeah, another one still approaches.
That's right. Whether you want to or not. Next game here, Choo Choo Charles is finally coming out on PC. If you haven't seen a trailer for this, go do it. It's that terrifying train chasing you game. The train has an evil clown face. Its name is Choo Choo Charles.
And spider legs,
awesome.
dude.
Yes,
And spider legs.
don't forget the spider legs that are, you're building a train track and your train can only stay on your track. Choo Choo Charles, you know, it's the deal with the devil it made means it can go anywhere, and it looks terrifying in the best ways possible. If you have a favorite streamer or YouTuber, this is going to be gold for watching them get terrified. It's going to be great. You should also buy it.
Patreon.com/E1M1. The ones, the numbers. Let's
Yeah.
get us up to that 250 goal.
You
please.
get us up to the 250 a month goal. I will play Choo Choo Charles and cry quietly in a dark room. Don't you worry. And last but not least, the total polar opposite to this, Dragon Quest Treasures comes out on Switch. You get to party up with Dragon Quest monsters and use them to traverse environments and dig up buried treasure. And turn in the treasure to do so. I've watched so many trailers in this game. I still have no idea what you're going to be doing in this game. I do not understand it. But
it's Dragon Quest Pikmin from the sounds of it.
That would be great. The weird thing is most of the Dragon Quest spin-off games are really good. It's a little hard to describe a lot of them. Like Dragon Quest Rocket Slime is really good. You're fighting in giant mechs powered by Dragon Quest monsters. So I don't know. It's a lot of weird games.
When you say powered by,
piloted by, I should say.
Okay, because I was gonna say if they're the fuel, then that's not working in cooperation with somebody.
No, that's more. Yeah, that's probably a different game. It's more of a like get in the robot Shinji sort of thing, rather than it's powered by Shinji's tears. You know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
God,
Terrible. Watch
why'd
Evangelion.
you
It's
have
really
to?
good.
I say, why'd you have to bring this podcast down?
That's right. If you don't get in the rocket slime, Ray will have to do it. All right, let's cut this show short in 2 hours. So that's our episode this week. I will release you back into the wilds of other podcasts. If you'd like to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv. Everywhere to find and follow us is on the right hand side of the page, including a link to the Discord server. If you're playing Marvel Snap or you want to, please take advantage of the kind of incredible amount of knowledge that our Discord server has.
Boston. It was right there. The deck of knowledge.
I'm canceling the show. Yeah, that was a better one. Bill will help you in the Discord server. He's very helpful, and he knows so much about this game. Props to Bill for helping us with all of our decks. And don't forget the patreon.com/E1M1.
The ones and numbers.
You get all that cool stuff, all the random uncensored stuff that we talked about at the beginning of the show, and you can support us financially over there, which we greatly appreciate. If you can't do that, the best way to support the show is by telling your friends, sharing on social media, whichever social media platform you're using at this point, LOL. Just promote the show everywhere. That helps the show a ton, no matter where you do it. And we sincerely appreciate it. And we appreciate you listening to the show or watching it, either way. And we'll see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.
Louise has finally settled in.
Oh no, her tail is going like crazy down here.
Oh, is she staring at you now?
No, she's doing the eyes partially closed thing. Over here, look this way. No, don't get cheek rubs.
Oh yeah,
that
that's
way.
the good stuff. All right, Nimp. What are your titles?
I have. Now let me scroll down. Disney Bubble Fighter, Marvel Bubbles, PGify a show title, I'm Not Here to Interact with You, Mr. Pixel, Makes Bathroom Breaks More Fun, Back to the Podcast Wilds, and Deck of Knowledge.
Moon, what do you have?
Nearly Destitute, a Bubble Pop Town whatever, a Bit of a Scientist, Sub-Messaged, Throw a Spider-Man Point. Got confused because I was like, wait, throw a spider? I didn't hyphenate Spider-Man. Quote unquote, Under Construction, Physicsy Kind of Fun, and Powered by Shinji's Tears.
I have Fine out of 10, Disney Bubble Fighter, Deck of Knowledge, and Bubble Pop Town whatever.
Come on, it's Powered by Shinji's Tears. Don't even start.
Oh my god, do we want to go down the anime downward spiral here? I was looking at show titles for January of this year, and it was like My Gun is a Waifu Battles, or whatever. Like
hey,
hit it off
and
strong.
how we started it, dude.
That's right. We didn't start the fire. Okay, so what do you guys like?
Powered by Shinji's Tears.
Yeah,
it's
I'm down
gotta
with
be.
that.
I'm writing it down. But I don't like it. And I'm circling it.
This. Yeah.
I plead the fifth. All right. Ready when you guys are.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
But is Shinji ready? That's really the question. All right, starting in
God,
3,
none of us were ready.
2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 789 for December 5th, 2022, powered by Shinji's Tears.
I don't get that reference.
Congratulations.
You monster.
Now Moon is even more confused.
I love it. All right, thank you very much, everyone, for watching and listening and hopefully enjoying. And congratulations. We'll see you all next week. Bye.
Bye. Ow.
Bye.